Praise Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Kwame Asherala. Shalom.
Psalms 83 verse 1. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God.
And be not still. Now give me Hosea chapter 5 verse 5. Because what he's saying here is keep not thy silence, O God. Because what happens is the Lord turns his back on us when we're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. He turns his face away from us when we decide to turn our face away from him. His love towards us in a way of giving us abundance of all things, and as far as making us, keeping us in an exalted state of being his chosen people, is conditional. If we choose not to do what he tells us to do, he's going to give us that ass whooping. And what's that ass whooping? Now you got some people over there giving oral circumcisions to the children, calling themselves Israelites. Now you have to call yourself a damn color, two continents, what else? Uncle Tomahawk, all these different things. A damn Indian, which they're not even Indian, they're Native Americans. Like, that's what happens. But go ahead and get that for me real quick.
It's the book of Hosea, chapter 5, verse 5.
Bring it on.
And he proud of Israel.
15.
Book of Hosea, chapter 5, verse 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense.
So the Lord's going to go back into his place until we acknowledge our offense. What's our offense? The law, statutes, and commandments that we continue to break. That's our offenses that are contrary to us. And all praises the Lord sent his son to where he can nail those offenses we did to the cross. So we can start afresh and have a new and walk in that new man and not walk in that old man. Because what's that old man? That old man was a murderer. That old man was a gang member. That old man was a drug dealer, drug user, somebody who steals, somebody who commits adultery, and had pleasure in doing so. This is why we need Christ. That's why we can't do this alone. Because the Lord will set his face away from us until we acknowledge that offense, man. We need to acknowledge Yahweh Shai died for us and for the sake of Israel, so that we can return to being his chosen people.
Thy enemies make a tumult.
Yeah, make a tumult, man. What's that? Angry gathering. To do what? Go ahead.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
It wasn't about lift up the head. That's that pride. They have that pride against the Most High God. Why? Because they want to cut off Israel from being a nation. And how do you do that? You do that by this. You do this with Christianity. Like I said before, you do this with Christianity. This is how you cut off Israel from being, cut off the name of Israel, because this is what you do. You prop this man up, Caesar Borgia, as Jesus Christ. And this is a Jew. This is what a Jew looks like. So if you paint him what he actually is supposed to look like, how the Bible depicts him, you're going to have a conflict on who the actual Jews are. Because if you depict Christ as a so-called black man like the Bible does, you're going to have an issue when you look at the Jews that are over there. How'd they get that way, man? How'd they get what?
Can I get one?
Go ahead.
Listen, here's the thing, right? Take it what you want. If they taught the Bible the way it's supposed to be taught, there's no more white supremacy. The KKK, listen, the KKK got to put the book down, and they got to know that we're on top. Yeah. That's why they're doing it.
That's why they do that, man. And like that right there, that started with Christianity. Like, that's how they cut us off from being a nation. By not letting us know who we are, by calling us a byword, so that we continue to break the law, statutes, commandments, so we stay at the bottom. We have to before we can realize the solution to God here, we have to realize the problem. You can't come up with a solution until you come up with the problem. You didn't know what's going on. We need a full hypothesis on what we need to be doing, man. And that comes through reading the scriptures. It comes through reading the prophecies. Deuteronomy chapter 28. Looking at Isaiah chapter 42 and 22. The curses that are in Leviticus. All this thing point to the so-called black, Hispanic, Native Americans being the true children of God. Hold that. Hold that real fast. Go back to this real quick. Keep going.
Verse 3?
Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation.
They did what?
Let us cut them off from being a nation.
Cut them off from being a nation. That the name of what?
That the name of Israel may no more be in remembrance.
That it be no more in remembrance. And that doesn't just literally mean the name. That's going into something deeper than that. That's going into who they are, the cultures that they kept, the actual true breakdowns of the scriptures, all of that. They cut that off with this. We'll get that on camera. They cut that off with this. Christianity, Judaism, all these things they prop up against the Most High God. prop up against the knowledge of the Most High God. Man. All these things, all these ideologies, and all these things they prop up against the knowledge of God. That's how they cut off Israel from being a nation. When you say salvation is from everybody, you're really being anti-Semitic. When you think about it, because you're saying that the Most High God is a deadbeat dad. You're saying that these people went through captivity after captivity for nothing. Just for breaking the law, just to say that the law is done away with and that don't matter no more. Like the gospel doesn't have vengeance in it. Like it's not a day of vengeance. Like it's not like it doesn't say. Matter of fact, let's get it real fast. Give me Isaiah 61. Oh, hold on, give me Isaiah 61. I believe it's verse 4. Here's your precept.
This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 20. Behold, said God, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and from the Libanus, to turn themselves one against another, and to repair the things that they have done to them. Like as they've done yet this day unto my children, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom, thus saith the Lord God.
Ooh, that's rough, right? That's talking about them kings will come together and then do that to bring that destruction, man. Upon that, give me Revelation chapter 17, verse 16. Because the so-called white man is about to cannibalize their own damn selves. They're about to destroy the whore, right? We're gonna come back, but we gotta get this point real quick. They're gonna destroy the whore called Babylon the Great, called America. That way they're proud to be an American, where at least they know they're free, man. And like you have to realize the type of mentality and the type of white supremacist mindset a so-called black and Hispanic man has to believe that. To believe, well, at least I know I'm free. When they said that, you was a slave.
Yeah, they was forcing us to sing it at school.
When you had, yeah, exactly. when they were like, I remember in my school, if you just set up for the national anthem or the pledge, you getting rolled up for that. You in the office. They're forcing you into white supremacy. And once you start believing you're an American, once you start believing that all that stuff applies to you, which it doesn't, it evidently doesn't, then you start to lose your culture. You start to lose your nationality. You start to lose all of that through that white supremacy, that image of the beast. That's how they cut Israel off from being a nation. But let me finish this point real fast. Go ahead and get that in Revelation.
Verse 16, right?
Yeah.
Revelation chapter 17, verse 16.
Yeah. Bro, is it motorcycle day? Is it motorcycle day?
Revelation chapter 17, verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore.
Shall hate the whore and do what?
And shall make her desolate.
Yeah.
And naked.
Yeah.
And shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
Do what with fire?
And burn her with fire.
What's coming to America?
And burn her with fire.
America's gonna be burnt with fire. Thermonuclear fire. And the people who's gonna do that is them 10 kingdoms that y'all been aligned with. They're gonna turn on you and hate you and destroy this place, man. I bring this precept out all the time because that's what's coming. The so-called white man about to cannibalize their own self ultimately for the salvation of us. And that's great. Because go ahead, keep going. Go to verse 17.
Verse 17. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill.
God did what?
For God hath put in their hearts.
God predestined this to happen. There's no free will. God predestined this event to happen. Go ahead.
To fulfill his will.
To fulfill his will, yeah, go ahead.
And to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast.
Yeah.
Until the words of God shall be fulfilled.
So the words of God shall be fulfilled. So what's going to happen? They're going to destroy themselves and cannibalize themselves ultimately for the salvation for us. That's why it says it in Revelation chapter 12, and now comes salvation. After that dragon, that great dragon, the Edomites are destroyed. What happens? Now comes salvation. The Lord's going to use them to destroy themselves to save us, man. We're not going to have to lift our fingers. Like, hold up. I gotta go on this point a little bit longer. Give me Exodus chapter 14, verse 13. We're not going to have to do anything. All we're going to do is sit here and wait for the Lord to destroy them. Give me this real quick.
This is Exodus chapter 14, verse 13.
Look it up.
And Moses said unto the people, fear not, stand still.
Wait, do what?
Fear not and stand still.
Fear not and stand still. Don't go fight the Egyptians. Just fear not and stand still. Why? Go ahead.
And see the salvation of the Lord, which he will show to you today.
Why?
For the Egyptians whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever.
We shall see them again no more forever. Why? Because the Lord judged them. That's how we're going to stand and see the salvation. Ain't this spiritual Egypt? Isn't the Lord going to judge? Didn't the Lord judge Egypt? They going to judge the spiritual Egypt. Is it the Edomites called the daughter of Babylon? Aren't they art to be destroyed? It's the same thing over and over. The Bible's telling you the same story the whole time, man. We're going to stand here and see the destruction of the Edomites and the overall salvation of Israel. That's the gospel, man. Because give me, you got that real fast? And Isaiah? Perfect. Go to that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 61 and verse 1.
No, not 1. Go to where it says the 2.
Isaiah chapter 61 and verse 2.
We all know this is the gospel. Let's read that.
To proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord.
The salvation of Israel. Go ahead.
And the day of vengeance.
The day of what?
The day of vengeance of our God.
The day of vengeance of our God. Well, go ahead.
To comfort all that mourn. To appoint unto them that mourn in Zion.
To comfort us, all that mourn in Zion. Because we're mourning. We're mourning as a people. It doesn't matter how much money you got in your bank account. It doesn't matter how many women you got. You still know that you're a black man, and you're still a black, Hispanic, and Native American man, and you know that you're impoverished in this place. You know whatever you have, the so-called white man has billions times more. You know when you get pulled over, your heart starts racing. Why? Because you know they shoot us. You know that you are going to be the most downtrodden people. You know you are currently the most downtrodden people. So we're mourning in that aspect, and we need to get saved. We need them to be destroyed, and during that process, they have to acknowledge that we are the children that the Lord has blessed. We are the seed. So give me that. I think it's verse 9. Is it verse 9? Yeah, go ahead.
Isaiah 61 and 9. And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles.
Our seed shall be known among the Gentiles, and what?
And their offspring among the people.
Yeah.
All that see them shall acknowledge them that they are the seed which the Lord hath blessed.
We are the seed which the Lord hath blessed.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken into the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now, if Israel as a whole, if we don't keep these commandments like he mentioned before previously, all the curses are going to come upon us and overtake us no matter where we go. So when he said that, when whoever said that we was under a curse, this is why, because we're not keeping the commandments. Even the basic 10 commandments I always say, our people don't even keep that. They kill people, they commit adultery, they have other gods before God. Like even just those they don't even keep. So that's why the curses come upon us. Hell, give me Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68. That's why we came here on slave ships. Go ahead and get that.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68. Bring it on. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Now, the first time the Israelites left Egypt, they didn't need no boat. You don't need no boat to go to Egypt from Israel. So this is talking about a different type of Egypt. Go ahead.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there you shall be sold.
Hold on, you read past the ship's part.
I ain't getting it.
Keep going.
Oh, it's like saga. I'll read it again. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With ships. With ships. And what happened to us in Egypt? What happened to the Israelites in Egypt? They were slaves, right? Yeah, of course. You seen the Prince of Egypt? You seen the movie The Prince of Egypt? Oh, well, long story short, Israelites were in slavery in Egypt. So he's saying you're going to go into Egypt again with ships. How did we come over here? On slave ships. And we went into captivity here, right? Watch this, keep going.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
Did that happen to us? Yeah, keep going.
For bondman and bondwoman.
Yeah, slave man, slave woman. Go ahead.
And no man shall buy you.
Now, buy you is going to redeem you, to save you out of this. Martin Luther King tried to do it. Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X. All of them try to save us out of this downtrodden state, but nobody could do it. The only person who's going to do that is the Lord. So we have to keep us. Give me Deuteronomy 28 verse 1.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1.
Yeah.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently.
So diligently, the converse of breaking the law, statutes, commandments, like if we don't diligently hearken to them, this is if you listen to them, go ahead.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So if we keep the commandments of the Lord, then he's going to set us and save us from this place. We have to do what he says. That we're not waiting on the Lord. The Lord's waiting on us to do what we're supposed to be doing, man. That's what we're here to tell our people. We can't sit here and go to the church house and say, oh, we're just waiting on Jesus. But the Lord said he's waiting on us. We got to go off the authenticity of the book. We have to go sola scriptura, scripture only. That's what we believe in. We're not about to have a church service, shuck and jive for a whole 2 or 3 hours and then read one verse. We're gonna show you out the Bible everything. So what's up?
No, it's good. It's good for me. That's enough. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm not bad. Okay,
You got any more questions?
No.
Okay, now check this out. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12. Now, what we're teaching is the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites according to the Bible, according to archaeology and history. We're telling them all these curses and the blessings and all this, the whole Bible applies to us. And since we are Israelites, the Lord requires something out of us. Go ahead and get that.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 10 verse 12. And now Israel, what do the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments.
To do what?
To keep the commandments.
To serve him, we have to keep his commandments. This is our one job, man. We have to keep the commandments of the Lord. Keep going.
To keep his the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good.
For thy good. And what's that? The blessings. So if we don't keep them, it's for our bad. What's the bad? The curses. Like how we said before. The Lord, like God requires that out of us. And so if we don't do what he says, that's what we're out here trying to teach our people. If we don't do what he says, we're going to stay like this. We're going to stay seeing how people bugged out and walking down the streets. We're going to stay getting shot, being the first one's fired, last one high. That's going to continue to happen until we break the curse by keeping the commandments. That's what we teach. You got any more questions?
Not right now.
Let me show you one more. Give me 1 John chapter 2, verse 3. Right. How does the Bible say we're supposed to know the Lord?
I'm on the spot. I can't.
If you don't know, it's fine to say you don't know.
Yeah.
Watch this.
The book of 1 John chapter 2 verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him.
This is how we know the Lord by what?
If we keep his commandments.
Do what?
If we keep his commandments. He that said, I know him, and keeping not his commandments.
So if you say you know the Lord and you don't keep the commandments, what happens?
Is a liar.
You're what?
Is a liar.
You're a liar.
And the truth is not in him.
And the truth is not in him. Right. Don't you want the truth to be inside you, brother? You got to keep the commandments. Don't you want to know the Lord? You got to keep the commandments. The Bible is a repetitive thing the whole time. Keep the commandments. If you don't keep the commandments, this happens. Keep the commandments for thy good. Keep the commandments to know me. Keep the commandments to show your love. 2 John 6. 2 John 6. I bring this out all the time.
The book of 2 John, verse 6.
Hold up. How do you show love towards your brother?
Show you love.
How does the Bible say you show the love towards your brother?
Treat them as you would yourself.
Yeah, I mean you can say that. Watch this. Go ahead.
The book of 2 John, verse 6. And this is love.
And this is love, what?
That we walk after his commandments.
Brother, you listening? Read again.
And 2 John, verse 6. And this is love. That we walk after his commandments.
This is love, that we walk after his commandments. So if I love you, brother, I'm not going to kill you. I'm keeping thou shalt not kill. I'm not going to commit adultery with your wife. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to tell you to worship another God. I'm not going to steal from you. I'm not going to covet anything you have. That's me loving you like I love myself, because I wouldn't want that to happen to me. So what you said is partially accurate, but it has to be foundationally based off the commandments. That's how we live. We're a Torah-based or law-based people, the commandments-based people. Give me Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17. And the whole reason, another part of the love is, since I see my brothers not keeping the law, statutes, commandments, if I love them like I love myself, I'm going to tell them when they're off. Like this whole only God can judge me thing, that's not biblical, man. We need our people to judge our people. When you rather a man judge you or the Lord judge you? Because when the Lord judge you, He coming with a sword and He coming to kill you. Sometimes you and your family. Now, would you rather somebody correct you in the flesh, or would you rather God to do that? Exactly. That's how we got to be operating. Go ahead.
The book of Leviticus chapter 19 verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
Yeah.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Rebuke thy neighbor is correcting. Go ahead.
And not suffer sin upon him.
I'm not going to suffer sin upon you, brother. If I want to suffer sin upon you, I just let you walk by and just say nothing. And just let the Lord judge you. But since I love you, I'm going to tell you what you need to do. I'm going to tell you need to keep the commandments. I'm going to tell you how to love the Lord. I'm going to tell you how to love yourself and your brethren. That's me showing love towards you. Because like, if I sit here, matter of fact, I'll do one better. If I didn't say nothing to you, wait a minute. Okay. If I didn't love you or my nation, I would just let you walk by, because if I let you continue to sin, that's keeping us here longer. That's making it easier for you to go get judged. That's making it easier for all of us to get judged. Hell, our parents to get judged, because you could be that one last person that needs to get sealed in their forehead so we can get saved. Me literally allowing you to walk away is almost like killing myself. And that's how we should be looking at it. That's what we're up here to teach, my brother. That's what we teach. We teach that true love according to the Bible. We teach that true agape, that benevolence towards our brothers and sisters. Because the church ain't telling you that. You know, you go into a church house. I know you've been in a church before where you got people in there hating on each other of what they wearing. Gladys got the biggest hat. Let me go hate on her and do all that. Showing grudges towards their people, holding on to grudges inside the church. Watch this. Keep going.
Verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
That's showing hatred. You're not supposed to show it. You're not supposed to bear no grudge against your people. Like Passover, we're in the midst of Passover, the Passover time. We can't even eat of the Passover. We have grudges against our brother. That's how serious the Lord takes this, man. The Lord wants us to love our people as we love ourselves, man. All that is imperative. That's because the thing about it goes back to my son. The Christian church ain't telling you that, man. They're not gonna tell you that. Because, man, I'll say one thing. You gotta go?
No, I gotta eat that.
Okay, let me say one thing before you go, right? The thing about grudges can spill off into hate into murder. That's why Christ don't even want us to hate our brothers like that, because that spills off into a murder. You're not about to just kill somebody randomly. You kill somebody, like our brother killing people off beef. Off beef, even in Dallas. I'm from Dallas. I'm not from here. I'm from Dallas, right? They said like I think it was like 60 or 70% of the murders that happened in Dallas spawned off of some beef with each other. Some dudes just beefing with each other, man. Just imagine if we loved our brother. Imagine if we didn't hold any grudges. Imagine how many less murders we would have. This Bible, people think it's just a thing about fairy tales, but there's so much wisdom in here that it just gives you life inherently. If I love you and teach you about grudges and teach you about how to not keep those, and you teach people that starts like a snowball effect into our people, to where that ends murder. That ends all of the psychological warfare that's been placed on the head due to this right here, what Christianity has taught us. Because Christ is a so-called black man, my brother. That's Revelation chapter 1. Christ don't look like this, but what comes out of this right here, it turns into hating you, hating your people, just worried about my own salvation, not worried about my others. Because we came into this slavery together, and we're gonna leave out of here together, my brother. It's not just about you. It's not just about me. It needs to be about the nation. Matter of fact, give me 1 John chapter 5 verse 2. Real quick.
So you love the children of God?
Huh?
That's how you love the children of God?
Exactly. That's why I want to get that precept. Go ahead and get that. 5 and 2.
This is 1 John chapter 5 verse 2. By this word we know, by this word we know that we love the children of God.
Yeah.
When we love God and keep His commandments.
That's how we know we love the children. Who's the children of God? The Israelites. We know we love you when we keep the commandments. I'm not going to sin against you, brother.
That's right.
If I love you, I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to steal from you. I'm not going to covet anything you have. I'm not going to do nothing to you because I don't want it done to myself.
That's right.
And in fact, that's even me doing it to myself because you are my own blood.
That's right.
You are my people. All these black Hispanics and Native Americans out here are my people. They're God's chosen people. So if I love them, I'm going to correct them. If I love them, I'm not going to sin against them. That's what the Bible teaches, man. This is a book of revolution. This right here, this book, hold that real fast, man. Let me see this. Let me see this real quick. This right here, this book, this Holy Bible is a book of revolution. If we keep what's in this, we will rule over this world in righteousness. In righteousness. This ends world hunger. This ends wars going on. Give me that. Matter of fact, Isaiah chapter 2. This ends all of that. All the negativity that's going on in the world ends with us keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord.
The book of Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills.
Now hold up. That's talking about us being exalted above everybody. Go ahead.
And all nations shall flow unto it.
Everybody else other than us are going to flow unto us to do what?
And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob.
Yeah.
And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
So hold that, where you at? So all the other nations are coming to learn righteousness from us. Because the Lord didn't give these statutes to everybody. He didn't give this wisdom to everybody. He only gave it to us. But when we're exalted, we're going to rule this world in righteousness. We're going to teach people the laws. We're going to teach them what's right and what's wrong. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares.
Yes, swords into plowshares. A sword is an instrument of war, right? A plowshare is something used to farm. Go ahead.
And their spears into pruning hooks.
Also another farm instrument. Go ahead.
Nations shall not lift up sword against nation.
There it is. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation. Go ahead.
Neither shall they learn war anymore.
World peace. When the Israelites are in rulership, we have world peace now. There's no point of any world wars, because when the so-called white man is in rulership, everybody's fighting over resources, money, and power. Now when the Lord exalts us, there won't be no need for that no more, because there won't be no more, they will know their place. They will know that the Lord acknowledges us, that we're his chosen people, and can't nobody mess with us. So ain't no point of warring over that. And if they try it, we're going to subdue them because of this. That's what this Bible teaches, my brother. This is revolution. Us out here is revolution. When the last time you seen black and Hispanic men out here teaching the Bible? In the elements. We taught in Dallas, we taught in negative 10 with snow on the ground. We taught that 120-degree weather. We love our people, man. Look at this, man. Jake is always, bro. Let me say this right. Let me tell you how foolish niggas is, man. Niggas will buy a used cop car and ride it and put rims on it. Could you imagine how, how psychologically retarded you have to be to buy a car, something that's used to throw your ass into jail? You now want to drive it and ride around it like it's cool and put rims on it, and the rims make the transmission unstable to where you flip easily. That's madness. You know how stupid you gotta be? And that's the same people who will hop out the car and just say we just niggas. And who will not listen to us and walk up down the street and then the Most High kill their ass. Go ahead.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the crazy part, right, Shatar? The cops are more concerned with us reading the Bible on the corner than these scoopy ass niggas breaking the law. Right in front of them, bro.
The same thing, bro. I think, like, what are you here for, bro? You like y'all. That's how we know they're agents of Satan. Because if we come out here with the law stuff, give me Amos chapter 8 verse 11.
Please.
Right? Give me Amos chapter 8 verse 11. There's gonna come a time where they're gonna mandate this. They're gonna mandate till we are not on the streets anymore. Just like how they're doing in the UK. They already got that with Church Yahweh, I believe. They're mandating. They're gonna make mandates so we can't come out here. And silly dumbass niggas like that are gonna be looking for us, man. Now it ain't. Let me try to get on the cloud. I can't get anymore. Y'all gonna be looking for us because y'all know we got the breakdown. Read that.
The book of Amos, chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, said the Lord God, that I will send a famine in the land. Not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord.
Of what?
By hearing the words of the Lord.
So y'all gonna be looking for us, man. Y'all think it's all fun and games? We'll leave dumbass comments on the comment section. You want to say and shuck and jive? Oh, I want to hear, man. Remember that sister you were talking to before? We trying to tell them about our niggas in the Bible. They're trying to just hurry up and get to where they going. Like, we trying to save your life.
That's right.
We out here giving up our entire weekend to save your life. That's how much we care for y'all, and y'all want to shun that. And when Biden started actually turning into the devil that he always has been, and showing his horns, that's when y'all gonna be looking for us, man. That's when you gonna be crying. Go ahead and keep reading.
Verse 12. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it.
And shall not find it. Because that door gonna be closed. Y'all them foolish virgins who didn't pack no oil, man. That door gonna be shut on y'all. You're gonna say, go find your own oil. And during that time, that door gonna get shut, and y'all niggas gonna die, man.
That's right.
I know for damn sure a lot of niggas in Atlanta is gonna die, bro. The type of shenanigans that I see, the type of hatred that I see towards your brother, it's the same thing in Dallas, bro. Niggas here, niggas there, bro. When are we gonna wake up and realize that we are the only people doing that to each other? When are we gonna wake up and realize we are the only people holding each other down, bro? We got that crab in the bucket mentality. When another crab trying to climb out the bucket, won't pull it down. Like, that's madness, bro. That's when we're gonna wake up as a people. We're gonna show damn that common courtesy to each other, bro. You know what I mean? Like, just like basic common courtesy. A nigga step on your shoes, now you gotta kill the nigga. Esau come and shoot your grandma in the face, now you wanna march up and down the street. And give him a hug. And in Dallas, gave him a Bible. Want to give the person, oh, hey, you gonna let us one? You gonna let us one? We went to Amber Geiger, the lady who shot Botham Sim John. We went to their church. Us and Chief went to their church, and it said after when Amber Geiger gets out of jail, she's free to come up there and worship with them. A murderer! A murderer! Who murdered somebody who was in your congregation? Like, are you serious? That's like you own a whole bunch of sheep and say, we're going to just invite this wolf in here after it just ate one of the sheep we had. What kind of nonsense is that, bro? Give me Sirach. Give me Sirach chapter 13, verse 15. Our people is foolish as hell. And they wonder why we continue to get killed. And you know what? You wonder why they don't feel sorry about doing it. Because we allow it to happen. Because we're always on this, you know what's even funnier, right? We're always on this Martin Luther King spirit to where, like, oh, if they hit you, just don't do nothing bad. Just let them beat your ass so they feel sorry about doing it to where they stop. Y'all not gonna tell y'all kids that. I know a black woman is not telling their kids to just get their ass whooped. I know my mom did it for sure. She said, if somebody hits you, hit their ass back, or I'm gonna whoop your ass. Then why you don't take your own advice when they kill your kid? When they kill somebody else's kid? Our people don't care about our people. Marching up and down the street is doing nothing for our people. That whole mentality is doing absolutely nothing but emboldening them to do it even more, because what are they gonna do? They're gonna go get some exercise. That's madness. Read.
The book of Sirach, chapter 13, verse 15. Every beast loveth his life.
Every what?
Every beast loveth his life.
Every beast loveth his life. Go ahead.
And every man loveth his neighbor.
Yeah.
All flesh consorted according to kind.
All flesh consorted according to kind. Different kinds of things. You have the you have the dogs over here, you have the hyenas over here, you have the cows over here, you have the chickens over here. You don't see them all mixed up all together all the time. You don't see that. And you don't see that. You don't see that in the world anywhere. Anywhere, even out in the wild. You don't see that. So why do we think that now we can sit here and consort with the so-called white man who's continued to kill us, who's continued to put us in a position to get killed, and to hate ourselves, and to continue to be in a downtrodden state? Why do we do that? I'll tell you why. Because of this. That's right. This is enemy number one. Christianity. My modern day Christianity is enemy number one. This teaches us to hate each other. This teaches us to think of the so-called white man as God, when Christ is a so-called black man according to the Bible. Hell, when you do this right here, right? I'm gonna do this for the camera's sake. We're gonna keep going in that. But I'm gonna do this for the camera's sake. When I Google the word God, let's see what I get. Let's see what images I get. Look at this. Look at this, bro. What is this? What is this, bro? That comes from Christianity. We think the white man is God, so we don't mess with them. We stay hating each other. And we saw ourselves as that we would never treat our people the way we treat our people. Go ahead and read that.
So right, 13 to 16. All flesh was sorted according to kind, and a man would cleave to his life. Yeah. What fellowship had the wolf with the lamb?
What?
What fellowship had the wolf with the lamb?
Well, you have to admit the so-called white man has been a wolf towards us since they got here, right? Since according to the Native Americans, right? They were just chilling. And they just hop off the boat and do what? Throw saws on them, start raping their women, start killing them, put them in slavery. That's what the so-called white man does. And what did he do? The same thing to us in West Africa and brought us over here. And then what? Continue to be a wolf to us. Go ahead.
And what fellowship had the wolf with the lamb? Yeah. So the sinner with the godly.
The sinner with the godly. Go ahead.
What agreement is there between the hyena and a dog? Yeah. And what peace between the rich and the poor?
What?
What peace between the rich and the poor?
What peace between the rich and the poor? Who is the rich in this place? Who has the apex of the economy? Who is the apex predator of America? The so-called white man. So why should we continue to consort with them and think they're our friends and think they're out for us just because they give us a stimulus check? Damn all that, bro. I say one more thing. Right? They give us a stimulus check. They got people making thousands of dollars a second, with their businesses. And they will never lift a finger to help us, ever. Let's see, they're not blind to what's going on here. They profit off of it. So since they continue to do that, why should we turn around and say they're our friends? Why should we turn around and say the Lord loves them and is going to save them? That's stupid. Our people are stupid, sottish children.
That's right.
Go ahead, say that.
This is Sirach 50, verse 25 in the NSRV. Two nations my soul detest, and the third is not even a people. Those who live in Seir,
Those who live in
Seir,
the Edomites, the so-called white men,
and the Philistines, and the foolish people that live in Shechem. That's what
I want to highlight, because we can talk about the other ones, but we're talking about Seir right now. The Lord detests them. These are people who the Lord will hate and have indignation forever.
That's right.
Forever. There's no Christ dying now forever, don't mean forever no more. There's a New Testament now. The Lord hates them forever. That's why Paul says, as it is written, Jacob I love and Esau I hated. He still hates them.
That's right.
So why should we sit, and the Lord loves us, so why should we hang out? What fellowship does the righteous have with a sinner? The person who's contrary to the law, statutes, and commandments of God, and contrary to nature and God altogether. We should not consort with them. We should come out and be. Give me 2 Corinthians. I'm end on there. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17. We need to come out and be separate from Becky and Chad over there, right? We got to do that. Because all they want to do is rule over us and have that token black friends so they can be cool around their other white friends.
2 Corinthians.
2 Corinthians 6 and verse 17.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17. Wherefore come out from among them.
Do what?
Wherefore come up from among them.
Do what?
Wherefore come up from among them.
And do what?
And be ye separate.
Be separate. Be separate again. Because the Lord always set us apart and set us apart as a people and give us a law, statutes, and commandments and a way of life. And a code, right? And a code. He gave us all that to show us righteousness. So when we come out of them and be separate, we repent. Repent. And what comes out of repentance? Getting away from your white friend Chad, man. Acknowledging Chad as the devil the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
Acknowledging Chad and his family are taking their ass into captivity. That's what this Bible is dealing with, man. That's why we have to come out and be ye separate. Go ahead.
Wherefore come up from among them and be ye separate, said the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing.
Now touch not the unclean thing, right? What's good, man? What did you hear from him? Did you hear anything from him?
Just ask me, do I believe in the Bible? Do I want to know about my nationality? That's all. I got 5 minutes.
Oh, you got 5 minutes, right?
Absolutely.
Give me Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68, right? What we're out here to do is to tell our people, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you're God's chosen people, you're the Israelites. That's our nationality. We're not black, we're not a color, we're not African American, we are Israelites according to the Bible. What proves that is the various curses in the history. There's a curse in the Bible that said if you transgress these laws of God, you're coming into slavery on slave ships. Who did that happen to? That happened to us. It said you would also be it also said you would be in the prison houses. Who was in the prison houses? Us. We fit that. Read this. Let me get you 2 precepts before you go. Get that? Give me Isaiah chapter 42, verse 22. I'm going to get you 2 verses. I know you have a short amount of time. Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Bring into Egypt again with ships. What happened in Egypt? We were slaves. So you're going to go into slavery again on ships. Go ahead.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
What?
And then you shall be sold unto your enemies.
That happened to us? They had auctioning blocks. Like even in the major places where you have like your like Senate houses and stuff like that, those used to be around auctioning blocks for slaves. That happened to us. Go ahead.
For bond men and bond women.
Yes, slave man, slave woman.
And no man shall buy you.
No man shall buy you. Buy you going into redeem you or save you out of this. Malcolm X tried, Martin Luther King tried, Marcus Garvey tried. None of them did it successfully. We're still here. That fits us to a T. That don't fit the people over there calling themselves Jews. That never happened to them, but that happened to us. Watch this. Go ahead.
The book of Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
Aren't we robbed and spoiled? Spoiled is like me, just somebody took things from me. Doesn't that happen to us? Well, we were robbing our history, our culture, all of that. We fit that. Go ahead.
They are all of them snared in holes.
Yeah.
And they are hid in prison houses.
Hid where?
In prison houses.
Where we at? In prison houses. All this is stuff that's supposed to be happening to the Israelites. Why is that happening to us if we're not the people? Keep going.
They are for a prey and none delivered us.
We're for a prey and nobody delivers us. Nobody saves us out of this place. Like you have the Asian man, the Japanese man, the East Indian man. They all come over here and make commerce and make business and stuff like that and elevate themselves and their family. Why they don't never help us? You would know why, because nobody delivers us. No, they ain't knowing about the Asians getting killed. They talk about they're looking for allies, looking for the black community allies. Well, y'all been at? Where y'all been at? You know what I mean? Nobody delivers us. So, that's just 2 scriptures showing us that this has to be us, my brother. If it's not, I would like to see who it is, because it ain't no people over there with them curly cues on their head. They not doing that. That never happened to us. So when we're out here to tell our people, you are a king on this earth, man. That's right. You are a prince, you are God on this earth. The Bible says in Psalms chapter 82, verse 6, that you are a God. That's what the Lord told us to tell our people. So hold your head up high and keep the commandments of the Lord, because when we keep these commandments, we will be the apex of this world. We will be set on high. You got a flyer? You got a flyer? Hey, get up. Hey, get a flyer here. Come on, man. Yeah. And with that, I'm going to say, call halal Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai.
SICARRI.
We are the children of the one Yahweh.
The chosen.
Ye are the chosen of the one Yahweh.
Shalom, what's going on? It's your brother, Chief Priest Alazar Lawyer, aka the Guerrilla Hebrew, and I'm just letting y'all know I just dropped my official clothing line, Urban Guerrilla. Go to urbangorilla.com right now to check us out, man, and pick something up. There's URBNGRLA.com. We got all kind of items for men, women, children, even infants, as well as fragrance oil, smell goods. You can also check out Hebrew Israelite Clothing Co., another SICARRI business, on Instagram and Facebook. And as always, you can hit up deaconsicari.com to get your plug on the scarves, the music, and the children's Bibles. Thanks for your time. All praise to the Most High. Kwam Yasharallah. Shalom.